This is 3:05 a.m.
Jumped up.
Just laughing his butt off at 3:05 a.m.
What's he laughing about?
Just life. I don't know.
Just a delirious.
The joy inside of his head. Day one, we're heading to the city. Full day of media stuff. We started at, got in the car at 9. First media hits at 10. I think we go all the way till like 5 or 6 or so. So, long day, but got to hit the local market. Get on the radio waves, get on the TV stations, let everybody know what's happening in the Allstate Arena this weekend. So, got in last night, easy flight from Florida. Got a little workout in last night with Mark Queasy. Listened to some old school country music in the sauna. And now here we are.
It's your boy, the Dusty Legend, Leon Rogers. You never know who stops by Leon's locker room. And man, listen, I'm excited. Bellator is coming to Chicago. It's going down. We got a lot of championship fights going on. And we got two of the key players that's going to be on the card. I got my man, Michael Chandler, a.k.a. Iron.
This fight has been looming for years now, ever since I knocked out Patricio Pitbull. And Patricio got in my face and said, I want to fight you, you know. And we've kind of just had we've had tension since, 2011 probably, you know.
We're going to see fireworks and dynamite, or is it going to be one of those matches where you guys kind of fill each other out because y'all respect each other? Are you going for the kill early?
Man, I think, and most of the time I would say there's a feeling out process in a lot of these fights. Most of the time I would say there's not a lot of bad blood. It's just two guys competing. But this is a fight that has been years, and when I say years, I mean almost a decade in the making. We've both been in Bellator. We've both been one weight class away from each other. We've both been champions numerous times. We both have fought for the title and had numerous chances to kind of cross paths. And there's just always been a little bit of animosity. And now there's been even more and more bad blood pretty much daily coming out of us. So I mean, this is an exciting fight for me. This is a fight where I think the man across the cage for me legitimately has hatred towards me. A lot of guys I step in the cage with are dangerous. A lot of guys that I step in the cage with want to win the fight. They want to be dominant. But this guy really wants to hurt me. He really does. So it's kind of it's a different mental state. You know, right now everything's cool, everything's even keel most of the time. When I get into those workouts, really seeing and feeling that energy, that danger at all times, a guy who really wants to hurt me. So it's good. And I'm ready to fight fire with fire. Everybody sees the way that I fight. Everybody knows the way that I fight. I don't take a backward step. Whether I want to hurt you because of an emotional reason or I want to hurt you because of the calling on my life, I want to hurt you either way. This is the biggest fight in Bellator history. The two winningest fighters, the two guys who have held belts for numerous years, defended titles. This is the two guys that have accomplished the most under the Bellator banner. And now we get to see them step in the cage together. So Saturday night is going to be a good night. People are going to see a real fight. Luckily, talk is cheap in this sport. You know, you can say whatever you want, but when you step into the cage and you bite down on that mouthpiece, and it's time to prove yourself in the greatest, most unforgiving proving grounds in the entire world, which is locked into a cage with another human being, you can earn your stripes pretty quick. And I did that right out of the gate. Came in 2009, jumped right into the professional ranks, and then 18 months later was fighting Eddie Alvarez for the Bellator lightweight title, who was ranked top 3 in the world at that point. So I was tested by fire, and I came out smelling like a bed of roses on the other side. You know, when you first get into this sport, you want to be the best and you want to be, you know, the #1 guy in the world. And I still want to be that, and I still want to continue to strive towards that. And I arguably am, you know, the best lightweight in the world. But I also need to take care of my family. I have mouths to feed, and I made a promise to my wife to love and cherish and take care of her the rest of my life. And I made a promise to my newly adopted son that I was going to take care of him and protect him and provide for him till I breathe my last breath.
How does it start? How does it end?
It starts with a huge roar. You know, it starts with a huge roar of the crowd, that the crowd's into it, the crowd's pumped up, because that is truly why we do what we do too. You know, I first and foremost, I was put on this earth to inspire and motivate people, and I want to provide for my wife and son. But other than that, it's really giving back to every single eyeball that comes to watch me fight through my performance. My prayer, my mindset, my motto, where I want to be is, I'm not looking for the win, the loss, the victory, anything. All I'm looking for is trying to perform at a level in which I know that I'm capable of. I want people to say that, man, that guy walked like he talked. He was a small guy from a small town who was taught to do small things, but disregarded those things and went out and tried to do big things. And it showed in my fights, it showed in my performances, and it showed how I wore my heart on my sleeve inside that cage. And because I was able to accomplish what I accomplished, other people get inspired and motivated. I never really, I don't know, I never try to let emotion get in the way of the task at hand. You know, I mean, I fight for my legacy, and I fight to make a living for my wife and my son. I've never been a guy who fights on emotion. Yes, I fight fast, I fight hard, I fight relentless, and I fight kind of crazy and hectic at times, and that's why a lot of people like to watch me fight. But there's not a lot of emotion when it comes to that actual cage. I don't spend a lot of time focusing on the emotion of actually hurting, you know, my opponent because of things he has said or things that he has done, or just a hatred towards the actual person. I have a task at hand. I got another fighter in front of me with 2 arms and 2 legs, and I've been competing in hand-to-hand combat since I was 13 years old. 20 years in hand-to-hand combat has taught me that you fight the opponent in front of you, not the man or the spirit or the person that he is. Focus on the task at hand, get the job done, collect a paycheck, kiss my wife, and go celebrate with my family.
This is called conning your friends into staying up with you. Come on, dude. You're still in West Coast time.